Um, yeah, it's not good, guys. It's not good. Pedri out for 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, where do we even go from here? Uh, Halloween, it's what? It's Friday. Halloween is Friday. And my team, Barcelona, has given me a perfect horror story. A perfect horror story before Halloween. Just like when we thought things couldn't get worse, no Lewandowski, no Olmo, no Rafinha, no Juan Garcia. Now I wake up to this news. I already had other things planned out, work, other video that I posted, and it just lined up with this podcast that I have with my man Buga Luis, who, by the way, he'll be stopping by in just a minute. He's running late, and I wake up to the news today that Pedri is out. You know what? Initially, when he got the red card, I said, you know what, guys, it's okay. All right. We haven't given him any rest. We haven't given him any time off. He's so gassed, dude. I cannot tell you that I'm surprised for what happened to Pedri. I cannot tell you that I'm surprised. We literally run him into the ground. We have literally run him into the flipping ground. There's some crazy stat out there. He has started and played all game in 73 out of 74 games or some crazy stuff like that. I mean, we just knew this was coming, right? If we are going to just run this kid to the ground, we knew that something like this was coming for us. And it just at the worst possible moment. At the worst possible moment, guys. How can this be happening to us? Is this some sort of witchcraft bullcrap that Real Madrid it's doing on us or something? Because last year we had a few injuries and we had a few other things, right, that came up. But overall, last season was incredible. Last season, we it's not like we had this crazy depth, right? It's not like we had this crazy depth, but all of a sudden, everybody stayed healthy and we were able to make a deep run in the Champions League. We were able to win La Liga. We were able to win Copa del Rey. We were able to win Super Cup. And now what happens, guys? What happens? Now our how thin we are, it's getting exposed and it's going to get exposed because we're not good enough, simply not good enough. And, we can string together 11 players who can win a lot of games for us. Yeah, sure. We can have Casado, we can have players like De Jong, Fermin up front. Maybe we can throw in some Olmo there. But dude, somebody tweeted, and I think it was Barca Media on Twitter today, and he said going from Pedri to Dani Olmo, it's literally like trading your iPhone 16 Pro Max to your like iPhone 4 mini. And I thought it was hilarious because dude, it's totally true. Who is going to replace Pedri? The only one that can really replace him has to be De Jong. De Jong. That's it. If we can bring Casado, we can bring Fermin, we can bring Frankie. Okay, that's a pretty good midfield. But the problem is, and people are going to say this, but the problem with that is when we play up against the Chelseas of the world, when we play up against a great team, we are going to suffer. And another problem of just having 11 players that are good for you is when you reach into your bench, that is when you are going to suffer the most. When you reach into your bench is going to be the problem. And as we can see right here, 50 minutes ago, it says, let me read this real quick. It says, breaking, Pedri is out for more than a month. he will miss the game against Chelsea and Atletico. That's huge. I mean, if Pedri is going to miss the game against Chelsea and Atletico, um, I'm already okay. I was very optimistic. I'm gonna be very honest. I was very, 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 very optimistic. I said, you know what, guys, we'll be back. This is gonna be okay. Look, we're getting other players back. Lewandowski's back in training. Olmo, hate him or love him, at least we have depth, right? With Olmo, I'm not super excited about Olmo back, but you know why I'm excited? It's just in terms of depth, right? Well, now that goes out the window when we don't have Pedri. What do we have on the bench? It'll be players like Dani Olmo, and Lewandowski is back. There's some rumors about Victor Osimhen. By the way, I've suggested Victor Osimhen for Barcelona, and nobody people I think people laughed at me because of that. And yeah, so look, this was what I read early in the morning is that Pedri has suffered a tear in a distal biceps femoris of his left leg, the femoris of his left leg. His recovery will depend on how the injury progresses. Every time I hear the femoris, I think of Ansu Fati. This is the Ansu Fati injury. I remember he had this. This is not a typical super easy something to come back from. You have to be really careful. And the problem is, for some people were saying 4 weeks, some people were saying 6 weeks. Okay, so technically it's 4 weeks, but when you come back, you have to be careful so you don't relapse. So relapsing is an issue for this type of injuries. So, I mean, I kind of feel for Pedri because Pedri had been injury prone throughout his career. And last season, he had a massive break, right? He played the entire season. And under Flick, it seemed like he finally turned the corner. And unfortunately, we have been running him into the ground. And I guess it's something that Pedri wanted as well, because Pedri said, you know what? Playing the most is what's really going to keep my body really, really enhanced so that I don't get any injuries. Yeah, but there has to be some sort of balance to this. And he had been getting extremely, extremely lucky. He played all season last season, and this season so far it was so far so good until so far so bad. Now he's out, and we're not going to be able to have him in a huge stretch, man. Atletico and Atletico and Chelsea. Yeah, I think that Chelsea game just went out the window, guys. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. We have to be honest. We need to have and we need to set the right expectations. We need to set the right mindset. I don't think we can beat Chelsea. It would just have to depend. No Rafinha, no Pedri. Joan Garcia will be back. That is huge. That's massive. That'll keep us in games. But at the end of the day, I don't know if we're gonna have enough. I don't know if we're gonna have enough to be able to beat Chelsea. Which is, look, Chelsea have a massive roster, man. They have spent a ton of money. They have spent so much into that roster. Not only the starting 11, but also the substitutions, the bench that they have. It's ridiculous, man. That bench is ridiculous. The other day, I was watching them for a little while. They have Joao Pedro coming off the bench. Now they have other players, right? Like I don't particularly rate Garnacho, but it's still in terms of depth, that's a very good player to bring off the bench. And they have so many players, man. Estevao off the bench. Uh, it's crazy, man. Joao Pedro. We all know the players that Chelsea has. How can we beat that team, bro? Anyways, get in the chat, guys. Please like this video. Please like the stream. I had the stream schedule with Buga Luis. I'm not sure where he's at. I texted him in the morning. He said he will be here. I texted him since, and I have not heard. So it may be Buga Luis, or it may just be you and me. I don't know at this point. Everything's going wrong apparently for us. So I wouldn't be surprised if Buga Luis disappears for the face of the earth for today. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. But I'm here. So guys, please like the stream and all the questions will be answered at the end of the stream as long as Buga Luis comes in. If you guys ask me questions, then I'll answer them as I'm reading the chat. It says no Pedri means Barca is finished. You know what? It's hard to argue with that. It's hard to give you guys a silver lining to this. And know what's funny is that I actually said, you know what? It's not the worst thing. Even in the morning, even in the morning, I said, you know what? It may be okay because I looked at the news and it said 3 weeks. And I'm like, you know what? 3 weeks. I looked at my calendar real quick and I'm like, dude, 3 weeks. It's right before a big stretch when we play in Atletico. We're playing Chelsea. And I was like, yeah, maybe it's not the worst thing in the world. But now it's 4 weeks plus the 4 weeks plus maybe 2 weeks of just kind of ease him back into form. That's the issue for me, and it's hard to disagree with. If we don't have Pedri, we're finished. I don't even know, dude. We're struggling with Pedri as it is. How are we going to get through this stretch? It's gonna be crazy, man. So we need to prepare ourselves. I know. Brace for impact, guys. Brace for impact. Um, Yo, Volume, what's up? Hey, what's up, Joe? I just watched your previews video about Yamal and had typed up a lot of F out of play. Play next video and erased everything. I was pissed. Hey, dude, man. Sometimes it's a heat of the moment, bro. It's nothing personal. It's all good, man. I'm glad you're here, though. Let me know how you feel about Pedri being out, man. It's crazy. Um, Hola, hola, Barça Volume, ¿cómo estás? Estoy muy bien, man. Muchas gracias por estar aquí y apoyando el canal. Yeah, thank you guys very much for being here, Michael. Let's see, who told you in 6 weeks, brother? Well, I just read it. It's right here. Barca Times. It says Pedri's out for more than a month. He will miss the game against Chelsea and the game against Atletico. So, well, that means that literally means that he's out for 6 weeks. If you look at the calendar, at least 6 weeks. In 4 weeks, he says. Yeah, I'm not sure where you get that information. I know it was kind of like bouncing around between 4 weeks and 6 weeks. So at the end of the day, I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly. I think that the whole thing is it's a 4 week thing, but then after the 4 weeks, you have to have 2 more weeks where you have to just kind of take it easy. You have to take it very, very, very easy. Pedri deserves a it says Pedri deserves a good month break. Well, yeah, but the problem is we don't want we want to have him against like Chelsea and Atletico. So it's kind of a lesson learned for us because if we think about it, if had we given him more rest, maybe this doesn't happen. Now it's crazy to me how it happened because where did it happen? Was it training? Was it after the game against Real Madrid? There's a lot of questions that I do have, but no, he does deserve a break. But I mean, a whole month that's a bit much, especially when you're trying to be in form. When you have 4 weeks like that, it's never a good thing because you come back and you can be in shape, but you're still not in game shape, which is what they call it. Um, no one can replace Pedri. The only midfielder in the world that can replace Pedri is Vitinha. Yeah, no one can replace him. I mean, there are things that we can do. There are a few things that we can try to do. But at the end of the day, like if let's say I'm gonna just do a starting 11 in just a second. I may just pull up if Buga Luis doesn't stop by. I'm just gonna go to what's that app called, lineup builder, and I'm gonna do like how Barcelona will line up in that game, and it will have fun with each other. Like if he doesn't stop by or whatever. Let's see. It's 3 to 4 weeks depending on his recovery powers, but it's better because the international break. Yeah, so this is a great point. You're bringing up the international break is huge. Look, let's take a look at the schedule real quick because I think that's going to be very important. We are going to have yeah, so we have Elche, we let me just look it up because I don't want to lose the screen. So we're gonna have Elche. We are going to have let's see. So in November, right? We have Elche on Sunday, and then on Wednesday we play Club Brugge. We needed we needed Pedri for this game, by the way. But Club Brugge is actually very very good. I like their offense. I think they're a team who is fearless. They like to attack. They'll give us a hard time. I think they're gonna get on the board. Like we should beat them, but they have a very good team. Mm. And then on Sunday again at noon, we have to play Celta de Vigo at Celta de Vigo. And then we play Athletic Club after that. No, then we have the international break. So we have 3 games right now on the schedule before the international break. And then we have the Athletic Club, which is a very, very good. That's going to be November 22nd. So maybe Pedri comes back for the Chelsea game. But to me, that's a little bit of a problem because I mean, if we just have him back for that game, that means he's not going to be in shape. Remember what happened to Jude Bellingham, right? You remember what happened to Jude when he came back against Atletico Madrid. He had a stinker, man. Like he had a horrible game. We do not know can replace Pedri because we do play anyone else. We don't rest Pedri. Maybe if we rotate it more, even if we lose, we'll say from injuries, and we'll finally find out who's the best. Yeah, no, this is a great point. Like sometimes you just want to get the result, win, win, and win and win. And the problem is Barcelona haven't been closing these games out. So we had to kind of grind out results against Levante, grind out a result against Oviedo, against Real Sociedad. So the problem when you're not dominating these games is that you have to play your starters and they have to go like at full speed. And the problem with that is there's injuries that you don't rest players as much as you like to. And if we had rotated Pedri more, then we would know more about what to do in case of an emergency such as this one. And I totally understand. Olmo ain't bad. He's just off form and for a while now. Yeah, I mean, no, he's fantastic. He's supposed to be like a superstar for this team, but he's not. That's the thing. That's the thing. So like, let's see, Coolers, what happened to Rafael? Did he relapse or something? You mean Rafinha? Um, Ol- Olmo will come back and hold it down for Pedri the way he did in the Euros when he played and won it. Like the problem with that, with what you're saying, Joe, the the problem what you're saying, Joe, is that when Olmo replaced Pedri for Spain for the national team, Pedri was playing the 10, and it was Subamendi and Rodri playing the double pivots. So Olmo wasn't playing Pedri's position when he replaced them. Olmo was playing the 10 in the Euros, and we need somebody at the 8, not the 10. That's the thing. Chelsea is like, I promise you, Chelsea won't won the cup only because they studied PSG the whole month. Yeah, but they have a very good roster compared to us right now. You're right, but he is scared of the ball. When is Lewis coming up? I'm gonna be very honest, guys. I'm actually pretty shocked. We texted in the morning. I sent in the link to come up. Um, I sent in the link to come up, and he didn't reply, but he read it, and I told him just now. I've been telling him that I'm backstage before the show. He has not looked at the WhatsApp thing, so I'm gonna have to say sorry if it's not showing. If it doesn't show up, I'm gonna have to apologize to everybody. But I'm not sure if he's gonna show up, to be completely honest. Yeah, but if he shows up, we'll bring him on, and if it doesn't, then we'll just do the Q&A thing with the chat or whatever. Yeah, but there's a whole year worth of games, or how Barca played Chelsea. Obviously, gonna we're gonna study that too. Just forget the league. Let's focus in the UCL. Yeah, UCL, Super Cup, and Copa del Rey. So let's not forget about that either. Let's not forget about those. There's a chance to get Draw more comfortable with the team. Maybe it's time for Draw. He will be able to fill in a role alongside Pedri in the future. Well, yeah, but the problem with Draw is more of a deep line playmaker, or at least that's kind of what his position is. Like play the 10. Pedri does not play that position. As a matter of fact, guys, why don't we just yeah, let's see. I hope Flick use this opportunity to overhaul the squad. Yeah. For real, for real. Let me, guys. So what I could do right now? Let's just go to lineup builder, lineup builder, lineup, and we're gonna figure out. We're gonna figure out. Um. Okay. Let me share the screen, and we're gonna line up builder. We're gonna see how we're gonna line up, how Hansi Flick, what I will do, and yeah. Let me remove this from the stage, and let me add in a new. Stop the screen. Let me share lineup builder for you guys. Share that. And let me make sure you guys have it. All right, let me add it to the stage. All right. So let's do this lineup builder thing because I want to see how we're gonna line up. The formation. We're still gonna go with the do you guys think we should do the typical 4-3 4 I'm sorry, the typical 4-2-3-1, or do you guys want to do the 4-3-3? Let me know in the chat real quick. What do you guys think that we should line up with? Because I'm kind of feeling like we should line up on a 4-3-3 formation instead of the typical 4-2-3-1. But I guess it wouldn't matter. Yeah, let's do 4-3-3. Somebody said 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. Okay, so we'll do both 4-2-3-1, 4-2-3-1. Okay, so let's do it, shall we? Because and as I'm saying, I'm gonna go back and forth. So obviously, uh, we're gonna have Chesney, right? If yeah, so we're gonna have Chesney on goal for now. Hopefully, he'll come back. John Garcia will come back in the next couple of games. I am expecting him to come back. Now for my I'm gonna start with the center backs, and this is something that from a Clásico, going bouncing off a Clásico, this is something that I will do. I'm not sure if you guys would agree with me, and you guys will let me know in the chat if you guys actually agree with this. What I will do in terms of the defense, yeah, I'm still sticking. I know Kubarsi didn't have a good game, but hell, man, he needs to just put it together, bro. He needs to just put it together, man. I think Araujo is in form. Araujo gives us physicality. I like the way he played, except for the game at Sevilla. I thought this season he was playing extremely well. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that game, but that game nobody played great. So it's hard to kind of bash him for one game. Up until that point, I think he was playing extremely well. So just going to line up Kubarsi and Araujo, and I want to keep an eye on Christensen because Kubarsi, he's not so good for me right now. So the sooner we can see if we can get somebody else, the sooner it is. So somebody here, Papi, you said Balde, Kubarsi, Garcia, which is interesting because I was going to do the same thing, because I feel like Kunde is just not good enough right now. Kunde is not good enough right now. So you know what? I'm giving my man Garcia, um, Eddie Garcia, Eddie Garcia. I'm giving Eddie Garcia the start on this one. Of course, Balde will start here. Balde, Alejandro Balde. So that'll be our back line, guys. What you guys think going forward in terms of what we saw at El Clásico? I think this will be a very, 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 very good back line. I think even up against Real Madrid, we would have been better if we would have had this lineup, this back line. I think we would have been better. Yeah, Michael says, let's see. Michael says, Balde, Christensen, Araujo, and Kunde. Okay, so you're still sticking with Kunde after these horrible performances. I can argue Kunde has played great against Newcastle, and he must have played great another game in La Liga. Everything else was a bad game. Like everything else has been a bad game. So I'm curious to see why Kunde. From now on, I know Chris. I know what I'm getting from Eddie Garcia. I know what I'm getting from him. I know I'm getting a 7 out of 10 every game with Eddie Garcia at the right back until Kunde shows me that he can go back to being good and be consistent. I'm sticking with Eddie Garcia. I'm dead honest. It doesn't even matter, bro. It doesn't even matter who we're playing. I'm sticking with him. I'm definitely sticking with him. And I do see some people say Christensen. Yeah, you know what? I'm keeping Kubarsi only because I don't know how good Christensen, or how ready Christensen, how informed Christensen is. I am going to agree with most of you. I am going to agree with most of you with Christensen Araujo. But we need to monitor the situation with Christensen because we don't know. We don't know. Only Flick knows his form. For the is it's the for Kubarsi too. I don't understand that. Yeah. So let's see. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So I am gonna go in the middle, right? Yeah, in the middle. I have to go. I'm gonna just go right here. Casado, Mark Casado, and obviously Frankie De Jong. Frankie, Frankie. Oh, doesn't it? Okay, so Frankie De Jong. Jesus Christ. Wait, what? Okay, so I got Frankie, and of course, um, should it has to be Fermin, right? Is it gonna be Fermin? Um, yeah, it's gonna have to be Fermin on the left. This is why I don't really like. This is why I don't really like the 4-3-3 formation. Obviously, we're gonna have Lamine Yamal. We have to see what's going on with Lamine. I saw him in training today too. I saw him in training, but I don't know like how if he's 100%. Yeah, Fermin needs to attack, is what you guys are saying. Fermin is the 10. Yeah, but remember when you play a 4-3-3, there is no 10. When you play a 4-3-3, you don't have a 10. So you're just gonna have to figure it out. You're gonna have to figure it out. There's no 10 when you play a 4-3-3. I will do the same lineup with the 4-2-3-1 as well. Obviously, let me finish it up right now because this is pretty obvious. So we're gonna have Lewandowski, Robert Lewandowski, and we're gonna have Marcus Rashford. So if we play a 4-3-3, guys, do you guys agree that this is kind of what the squad would look like? This is kind of how we would have to play. Yeah, for those who are saying it has to be a 4-4. Okay, let's see. It has to be a 4-2-3-1. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm okay with that. Let's see how it would look, just in case, because I know we're gonna play either the 4-3-3 or it's gonna be the 4-2-3-1. I know we're only gonna play the one of those two options. So the 4-3-2-1. Okay, so Marcus Rashford here and then Lewandowski there. I am gonna go with okay. So this is not a 4-3, no, 4-2-3-1. Sorry. All right. So Fermin Lopez, Yamal, Marcus Rashford, Casado, and Frankie. So do you guys like that formation right there? I think this is a good starting 11, guys. So look, for as much as people want to say that our season is finished, and that we don't we okay, so why not a diamond in the midfield? So you want a single pivot, so you want to have Casado, and then you want to have De Jong and Fermin Lopez at front. I think I like this one better based on how we have been playing up until this point. I think, yeah, I mean, look, as much as people want to just say that the world is ending, that we're finished for the season. I mean, hmm, are you mean to tell me that this team cannot be Elche? Or you mean to tell me that let's say, for example, if Lewandowski's not back, Ferran is going to be there. So if Ferran can play there instead of Lewandowski, if Lewandowski's not 100%, I mean, that is still a team that should be able to. Let's take a look at the table real quick. Let's see if we can take a look at the table. So right now, yeah. So yeah. So if we look in terms of like the upcoming games, which is kind of what I have here. Let me see. Yeah. So okay. So let's take a look. So we have Elche, Club Brugge, and Celta de Vigo. Let's just take those three matchups for example. Okay. So should be able to. This team should be able to beat Elche. We should be able to beat Club Brugge, even though it may not be an easy result. We remember we have to play there at their home ground, and we also have to play Celta de Vigo. Last season, Celta de Vigo was a difficult game. It was a very, very, very difficult game. I'll give you that, but I don't think Celta de Vigo is playing all that great. Celta de Vigo right now, they are they are in 13th place, so they are middle of the pack. They're not terrible. They're not terrible, but they're middle of the pack. So I mean, like I said, we should be able to beat them. Club Brugge should be able to beat them, even if we're playing away from home. And Elche is playing extremely well. And what position they are right now? They are in 8th place, below Rayo Vallecano, Betis, and Espanyol. Dude, Espanyol, man, Espanyol is a surprise of the season. They are in 5th place right now, Espanyol, man, without Joan Garcia. No Joan Garcia, man. They spent that money wisely, apparently, and now they are playing extremely well. What is up, Barca Reacts, man? What is going on, my brother? Let me know if you want to swing by to the show, man. I don't think Buga Luis is going to show up. He has not responded to any of my texts. This guy, man. I'll send Jonas the link if he wants to jump in and give his thoughts on Pedri, just in case he wants to stop by. But let's see. Let me read the chat real quick. Let's see what everyone's saying. Let's see. I caught the replay of Football Chaos. I was ashamed of Barca panel for not defending our team, bro. You should have knocked them off their high horse. 2-1 barely winning is not beating, bro. Yeah, no, the problem is I think we were all a little blindsided by the fact that Papillon made an appearance, and Papillon just would not let anybody speak, bro. Not even the Madrid panelists, he would not let them speak. So I think the show kind of went south that way when when he showed up, in the sense that he was the one who literally took over the entire show. We barely got any words in, to be quite honest with you. Volume, my guy, what's up, brother? Let's see. I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. Casado, De Jong, Pedri's role, Fermin. Yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do, man. So De Jong, Casado, and Draw, apparently. Let's see what you guys say. Casado and De Jong. Yeah, that's basically what it is. That's basically what it is right there. Uh, Let me see. Fermin, 4-3-2-1. Okay, time to see Frankie. Time to see what Frankie is made now, without Pedri for a month. Yeah. So Frankie, that's his position. That's what he played when he played for Ajax, right? Mm. He was playing in the same role as Pedri was. From what I know, he was playing the same role uh, as Pedri. So when I looked at the so now now Frankie is on the clock. He needs to show up and show out if he really wants to, or be thought of as one. This is the reason why we have him too. Look, people say we have too much of the same, right? People say we have too much of the same stuff, two players that are playing basically the same position. Now it's time to take advantage of that. No Pedri. Now we have Frankie, who Frankie should actually, show up and just take over Pedri's role when Pedri is not there. And I do think he's very capable of that. This is why I'm not panicking. And this is why, look, when we have Casado, we have De Jong, we have Fermin, we have a very good midfield. These guys know how to play football. So this is why I'm not going to make excuses, for example, against Elche. I'm not going to make excuses against Bilbao. Not going to make excuses against Celta de Vigo or even Club Brugge. We should be able to handle every single one of these games. We have Lewandowski back. Hopefully, Lamine Yamal will be even better with a whole week. It's huge that we don't have a full week. If Lamine Yamal is not 100% for the game, for this game against Elche, dude, just leave him on the bench. Give me Rooney Bargi. Rooney Bargi has been playing extremely well. I think he's been knocking it out of the park. He's been playing extremely well. So give me Rooney Bargi if he's not ready. So it's time. It's time, man. Egomaniac. He's a young boy turning into a man. He isn't doing anything negative. WTF are people raging on him for? You gotta be more specific. I'm trying to figure out what we're talking about. I wouldn't do the diamond. I would do. I don't know. If, this is better because this is what we have done before, and the reason just because we don't have Pedri doesn't mean we have to reinvent the wheel. Hold on. Yeah, doesn't mean you have to reinvent the wheel, right? That's the thing. So what a blow. Good thing we got De Jong and Bernal still Barca. Yeah. So Bernal is a wild card in this whole situation, guys. Bernal could be the one who can save also, but remember, Bernal. It's not like Bernal plays Pedri's position. De Jong has to play Pedri's position, so it has to be either Bernal or Casado. But for now, it's Casado. Hopefully, we can get Bernal up to speed because going forward we are going to need him big time for this squad. We need to get more balance. We need to become more of a balanced team. Right now we are just way too soft, and yeah. So Barca reacts, man. You're available, bro. You're showing up, and see that's the cool thing about having a community, guys. Where no Buga Luis, I don't even know. He literally went MIA on me, bro. What's up, brother?
Was good, was good. Yo, chat, guys. Smash the likes for volume, bro. He's been entertaining you guys for 35 plus minutes. And when I checked, it was like 20 likes, bro. Guys, come on, at least 40 likes ASAP. Come on. But yeah, I mean, you know what happened, volume? I just came home. I was listening on the way back, right?
Yeah.
And I typed in the chat, and then you're like, oh shit. I was like, I bet I'll hop on. Why not? You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
got
dude. Yeah, for sure. Of course.
yeah.
And thank you for that. So, guys, go subscribe to Barca Reacts as well, man. I'm going to tag him in the title as well as soon as the show is over, so you guys can do that. What are your thoughts on initially, bro, on Pedri out? I mean, hell, bro. Like, I had a whole day planned out. I posted a video on Vinicius or whatever. And, dude, I looked at this Pedri news and I'm like, dude, come on, man. Are we ever going to catch a break, bro?
Bro, it's honestly like so sad. Like it's like, I don't want to say it, but the early vibes of this season is kind of like the 23-24 season with Xavi Hernandez, where guys are out. You know what I'm saying? It was a subpar window to begin with. And I don't know, bro. And Xavi kind of got figured out in his second season. Flick kind of getting figured out. Unless something drastic changes in January, Jan Laporta, puts his foot down and we get a signing or maybe two, which I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna get one max, to be honest. Or Flick does a system adjustment. Something drastic has to change for our season to change. I feel like it's not just the injuries. Injuries are definitely a part, but man, it's like I'm not. Listen, a lot of people are starting to think that I don't like Flick. Flick is my guy, but they always say, right? In difficult situations, coaches got to coach. Like this is where
Yeah.
Flick, you got to really coach now. So, I mean, I'm gutted, bro. I'm going to do a stream tomorrow, but it's like, how much more can this team take, man? How much more injuries? But
and that's the problem, because if you look at the starting lineup that I put out, do you agree with it, by the way, or would you make any changes on it? What I would say is, okay, so this starting lineup looks very good, but at the same time, what people are not going to see is the bench. We're not gonna have a bench. We don't have a bench. Well, for example, let's say, God forbid, right? Casado gets injured. Do we have to bring in Bernal? Is he ready? Maybe. That's probably the only position that I can think of. Rooney Bargi. He's very like he can held his own. But look, let's be honest. Rooney Bargi, like he's not a proven player. What do we have, bro? We have Olmo, who is a shell of himself.
Almost injured, man. He's still injured.
No, he's back in training today. He's
Okay,
supposed
we'll
to be
see.
back for he's supposed to be back in the squad for this weekend. So
Okay.
we're getting him back. We're getting him back just right now. Like right now we're getting him back. So what do we have? Let's say let's see, God forbid, the young. Who do you got? Who you got?
If
What are you
DeYoung,
doing?
okay, see, this is the problem. Like, I don't, bro. I said it. I said, I think 3 weeks ago, right, when Rafinha got injured, Donny Olmo and Lewandowski, in like the span of 10 days, all got injured. I was like, yo, this Barcelona team, we're at breaking point. Like, if I legit said, if we get one or two more injuries, which now it's happened, Pedri, but I hope the guys come back soon. And you mentioned it, Lewandowski. I mean, almost underperforming, but also Lewandowski has kind of been underperforming. I feel like too.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what it is, volume. Like, I'm rethinking last season and I'm looking at this season. I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but it's like our players are playing worse, let's be honest. They look
Mm-hmm.
more tired in the press. Hansi Flick's getting figured out, right? Every game it feels like. And then we're getting more injured, way more injuries than last season. Last season, it felt like at only the start of the season we had De Jong and Araujo out and Andreas, but the rest of the team, I feel like for the most part was there. It's just a combination of a lot of things, and I agree with that lineup, bro. Like it's peak, man. It's rough.
Yeah, dude. It's like this guy. Ferran is just doing cardio.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Dude, against Militao, he was how was Bill Parcells, my favorite line from Bill Parcells, JAG, bro, just another guy, bro, just another guy, man. That's literally what it is, man. Like I
But I have to be honest, volume. I don't think, like, listen, I'm a guy that have criticized Ferran, bro. I love to take the mick out of Ferran, right? It's a guy's like, bro, Ferran's a guy that everybody in the community they joke around with. Let's be honest, the shark, right?
yeah.
But sometimes doesn't play like it. But I didn't kill Ferran for the Clásico. He played bad. It was a no-show, but Ferran is an aggressive player, and he didn't even play aggressive. He was ducking out of challenges, and I was like, I don't think Ferran's fully fit. I really don't think Ferran in the
No,
Clásico was
well,
fit.
we gotta no. On my match reaction, I gave him a break. I said
Yeah, me
he
too.
played like trash,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to bash him because he's his first game back. Everybody's praising Jude Bellingham for the game against us right now, but look at him, how he played the first game back against Atletico Madrid. Like
Facts.
he literally looked like a shell of himself. Like look at him now. There's always like athletes always have said this throughout time, and there's one thing called being in shape, and there's one thing called being in game shape. And I don't think that right now, for example, when you just get back, and this is my issue with Pedri, this is my concern with Pedri. Yes, people were trying to say that, oh, it's 4 weeks, because I said 6 weeks. I'm like, dude, even if it's 4 weeks, it's more like six, because you got to take it easy. This is
Yes.
one of those injuries where like you have to be careful with it. Like if you're not careful with it, then you may get a relapse. And Pedri right now, he got very lucky all last season. He didn't get injuries, and now he's back to the having that injury. Hopefully, this is just a standalone, and it's no more injuries for him. Not knock on wood, right? But at the same time, that's the thing. Like you can't just count on him to be back. For example, people say, "Oh, he'll be back against Chelsea."
Yes, I
Okay,
seen
but
that.
you can't bring him back against Chelsea if that's going to be his first game back. That's the problem for me.
Yeah, no, that's a big problem because the Pedri injury, you know what's the real problem? Pedri's been our one consistent guy this whole
Hmm.
season. Like Pedri, Gonzalez, Jan Garcia was there, but he got injured. Pedri
Right.
all year long has been our best player, the most consistent. So now I'm like, yo, what's gonna happen? Now the one consistent player that I got in my starting 11 is not
Right.
even fit. So I genuinely don't know, and I have to say this. I'm not trying to be pessimistic once again. Bro, I think we'll beat Elche, but I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think it's going to be like a 3-2 or a 2-1. I think it's going to be harder than we expect, man. because
No, no, no.
Pedri's the
I
guy that volume. Pedri's been in every masterclass, right? I feel like Pedri's been there this season. Every half that we played good football, and now we're losing the guy who is ultimately our best player this season. So it's gonna take a toll, I think, sadly
no,
for sure.
and I have seen and I have said it. Like for example, Elche is what right now? Elche, I think they're like they're eighth place. So they're not easy. They have gotten great
Yeah,
results. They have grinded out. I think they gave a ton of problems to Atletico Madrid. They gave a ton of problems to Atletico Madrid. So I do expect them to play great against us as well. So that's the thing, man. Right now, uh, we thought we were in survival mode back about a month ago, and here we are, dude. I mean, we have the injury bugs, and it's not even funny at this point. Like it's like, uh, dude, how many more injuries can we withstand right now? Like it's just, it's unbelievable.
it's so
And
sad.
if we only right, if we just had Rafinha back and Joan Garcia back, which is were the two players that we were supposed to be getting back. See, this is the thing. Like you can't be rushing players. Like Lewandowski said, I'm very concerned right now. I'm very concerned about the medical stuff because Lewandowski had a relapse. Rafinha had a relapse. God forbid John Garcia doesn't get a relapse, dude. He needs to be back as soon as possible. I don't know if it's because we're rushing people back. Lamine Yamal, dude, a relapse as well. I mean, dude, I don't know what to think. I know Real Madrid, they fired their medical staff after the last season, and now they have, they're doing an incredible job. Nobody's really getting injuries. I only have like 2 injuries, and I think Carvajal and Trent. But other than that, they have a pretty healthy squad right now. So that's the thing. Like, what can Barca do, man, to just turn around, to turn that corner, man? We especially the most important player, the most maybe not. Maybe, I don't know if people would say the most important, but at the
Yeah.
very least, the most consistent player was Pedri Gonzalez, man. I right now we're holding for dear life, and you just hope we can get by. And however we can get these victories, by the way, however we can get them,
Yeah.
it's just about surviving at this point.
No, but you said, how can we get through this? The way we get through this, guys, I'm not once again trying to be a critic, but Hansi Flick really has to coach, man. I don't think you can be stubborn when a bunch of guys are out. You don't have your best 11. The way that you want to play with your best 13 guys, 14 guys, well, what are you going to do? 6 of them are out. 7 of them are out. So now I genuinely feel like our season depends on Flick's stubbornness and his willingness to adapt in game, right? And hear me out when I say this, right? I'm not trying to hate on Flick once again, but we saw the PSG game. We started better the first 20 minutes. We were all over PSG to start the game. Yamal was doing well. Enrique adjusted 2 different times in the game. Flick in the El Clásico, Madrid started better. I didn't see any adjustment, right? And that kind of worries me. I saw the same half of Real Madrid against Girona and Sevilla. All the first halves look similar, bro. And this is why I'm saying Hansi Flick is going to be, bro, if anything, if we have a good season, it's going to be because Flick adjusted. Like, I can't.
Yeah. I see what you're saying on Flick, and we'll talk about Flick in just a second. Dude, at least we're not Liverpool, bro. At least we're not Liverpool. 2-0 against Crystal Palace. They're losing 2-0 right now.
No, right now? No
Right
way.
now, they're losing to Crystal Palace 2-0.
Oh,
2-0. And you know what? In the span of 4 minutes, in the 41st minute and the 45th minute, 2-0 Crystal Palace, bro. This is for the Carabao Cup.
You know what I said?
You know what I said? Bro, these frauds, man.
You know what I said too, bro? I said the only thing that could have made me more mad about Dani Olmo is if we paid 150 million on him. Because that's what they're doing, bro. It's crazy, bro. Volume, we're already mad at Olmo for a bit for 55 million, right? And only one good season. Like, what the heck? But Florian Wirtz, man, he's struggling and he was 150 million, man. Like, I would be mad if that was us, bro. I can't lie.
Yeah, they got a question here for you from Joe. It says, my attack. Jonas, did you watch Balde yet? Come on, bro. I don't know what
he said Blade. Now, bro, listen, I have a question. Is it just
Blade?
Blade?
Oh, Blade.
Yeah, because I searched it up. And I want to ask you, right? The guy in the comments, is it just Blade, the one that's made in 1998? Because I see a couple things. But that's a bit off topic. You know, hey, this guy, big up, bro. I like seeing this.
You mean Blade the movie? Blade the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, with Wesley Snipes. Yeah. No, I used to love this movie, dude. When it came out,
Is it actually
You're
good?
too young, bro. You're too young. That's why.
Volume. Is it actually worth watching? Is it actually worth watching?
1000%, dude. I must have watched this movie like 3 times.
Okay. You know what? I'll watch
But
that because he's been
but
telling
back
me
in the
about it.
day, though, back in the day was I haven't seen it in like 10 years. Back in the day, it was cool, but I don't know now. I don't know now if it translates to like the movies that are coming out right now. But Blade. I mean, I love Blade, bro. Like this is. I mean, back in my country, we used to. There was a couple of actors. There was Jean Claude Van Damme. There was the Rambo. What's Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. Those three guys were like huge over there. Like we watch all their movies. It was like back then, dude. Like this is all I got. But yeah, man. No. But yeah, no. Liverpool, bro. Going back to Liverpool. I mean, the kind of project that they have, bro. And if there's a lesson that all the teams and all the managers and all the front offices can take from this is it's not just about money. And people say that about the Dodgers right now. They're in the World Series, right? And everybody's like, "Oh, it's the money. It's the money. It's the money, dude." It's not just the money; it's the players. It's always about the players. How being able to conduct a great team. This is why Barcelona always stays relevant, and well, to their credit, Madrid as well. But Barcelona, do we always have good teams in the sense of like we have these players played with each other since they're like little kids, and they're growing up together. Like right now, when you see the likes of Gavi, right, Kubarsi, these players they have been playing together for a very long time, and that's always a good thing. And when you can't just buy yourself out of a good team. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. Like winning the off season. This is why I don't like getting over excited about how many players are coming to my team
True.
on the off season because the more players, even Atletico Madrid had this issue to begin the season where they brought in 5 players to start, basically 5 players, new players to start on their squad, and they just didn't know, they didn't have an identity, they didn't know what they were doing, and to their credit, I mean they're still struggling, but I think that's a major reason why because you can't just buy players when you're bringing.
Yeah.
Liverpool is what Wirtz, Hugo Ekatike,
Isaac.
Isak. So
No,
and
I know
they're
what
all
you mean. But it's like, you said the Dodgers, bro. I'll throw one for people who watch the NBA. The Brooklyn Nets. Like, bro, remember when they got Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving? Like,
yeah,
just because it got it, like it seems like it's gonna be good on 2K or FIFA or the video games. It's the real life, it doesn't work like that. And you're right, bro. Even Barcelona, we've been victims of this. I feel like in the past, like I never understood why we got Antoine Griezmann. He never fit. And he wasn't the same player as Atletico because he couldn't adjust with Messi. And it's not like he's selfish. It's just a fit, right? You always got to go for the best fit. Go for the best player available, but he's also got to fit the system and fit the other players how they play like. So Liverpool, they messed up big time. Ekatike and Isak was super unnecessary for me. I'm not going to lie.
yeah. There you go, Miguel knows. I keep telling Jonas to watch it. LOL. So let me ask you something, Jonas. I mean, let's say that for whatever reason, hypothetically speaking, you had a lunch with Hansi Flick tomorrow. What would you say to him? What would you suggest? What would you think that take a step in the right direction would be for you?
Man, I would probably tell him number one, like I honestly I don't know, bro. To be honest, like if I saw a Flick, I'd probably ask for a photograph or like a signature, bro. Like I'm not thinking straight away off the team, but bro, maybe I'll probably just tell him, hey man, because I know Flick's stubborn. Do you think the media ask him the same questions week after week? I don't think he's gonna change because a random fan, but I would tell him in game, right? This is the one thing that bothers me, right? Do you remember that Inter Milan, the first leg of Inter Milan, right? That second half, we were struggling mightily. Inter Milan, we got very lucky to draw that game 3-3. Inter Milan on the counter kept breaking, and our high line was so high up. And my one concern is that even when everything goes well, late
Mm-hmm.
in games against the good teams, we're going to be tired. The high line is so high up. And I'm like, if I saw Flick, I'll be like, yo, late in games, please adjust. That's one thing. Because let's just say we fix it all up. Even if we fix it all up, we're in a semifinals once again against, let's say, a Bayern Munich. one thing that bothers me is that any given moment, any given pass, just legit a 5-minute spell for Bayern Munich against Barca could lead into 2 goals for them, and that just it irritates me a bit, and I don't think it's worth it. That's the one thing I'll say. Late in games, Flick, please
Yeah,
adjust. Basically,
dude. If I had a lunch with Flick tomorrow, I'd be like,
yeah,
dude, look. Of course, I don't know more football than you, right? I don't know more football than you, so I want you to explain to me why did you make adjustments against Newcastle? Why were we able to play that way against them, but we're not able to play that way against Real Madrid, for example? Because against Real Madrid, we literally play the same way we always play, and at the same time, it's like, dude, I would ask you just explain to me like I'm a kid, like why, tactically speaking, we can't be more pragmatic and we just can't move the high line back a few meters. Because literally, what I would do is I would just I know goes against his identity, and there's a saying in the NFL. You watch the NFL,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
coaches don't want to win. Coaches want to win their way, and coaches have egos. Especially Flick. Flick has won everything with Bayern. He had literally won everything for Spain last year. So he's thinking to himself, like, why should I change something that it's working until it's failing? Until I have a season where it fails, I'm gonna stick to it. I get it, but what I'm saying though is like, why can't we just, for example, what I would do, move the high line back. I know we're going to score less goals. What happened against Newcastle? We had a boring game, one of the most boring games we've ever had. But at the same time, it was a boring game, but we won that game 2-1. And we took over that game in the second half. We just kind of like we absorbed all their pressure in the first half. It took us a long time to take over that midfield. They were having a lot of success. But then in the second half, banger from Rashford, banger from Rashford, and we were able to create more chances. And it seemed like just kind of let the game come to us. And it just seems to me that how Real Madrid won against us, it's like they sat back, they waited, me to lower block, and then when they got the ball back, they knew 2, 3 passes, and boom, creating chances. So they knew how to pick their spots. They knew when to punch. And sometimes it's not necessarily that you need to have the ball so much time. And what's the point of having the ball for 70% if we're not going to do much with it? So at the end of the day, I just feel like, to me, even if we're going to be more of a boring team, I just want to be more balanced, bro.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I know what you mean because one of my guys, like on my panel, right? He said, "Do we need the high line to beat Girona, Sevilla?" Right? Like, if we play like, I'm not saying a little, just the way that we played against Newcastle. At times, we defended against Newcastle. At times, we even played a mid block for like 10-minute periods because Newcastle, and it's smart. Newcastle, yes, they're physical, but what can you do on the ball? Right? You always see it, right? You always see it in football, not Barcelona, but Real Madrid. Sometimes in big games, they say, okay, this team, even if it's a small team, what they have to beat us. Make them pass through our lines. We're going to be compact. We're going to play defense. And then they hit them on the counter. Even if it's a team, I remember Stuttgart. So many times Real Madrid, they did it to Leipzig in a second leg, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying Flick has to be defensive, but especially when you don't have your starters, you have to, as a manager, what is your job as a manager? Get the best out of the players and ultimately get wins. It's results. It's a result-based business, and I think you just got to adjust. But I do like one thing you said, Miguel, right? One
Mm-hmm.
thing you said is that in the NFL, right, coaches
Yeah.
like to win their way. And I know it's off topic, but that's what's happening with my
Yeah.
current NFL team. It's like we're struggling because the offensive line is so banged up, but our coach loves to do long, drawn-out plays that's going to be a 50-yard touchdown. But then by the time you know it, our quarterback's sacked, and we're getting sacked 9, 10 times a game and getting
Mm-hmm.
quarterback injured. And it kind of reminds me of Flick in a way because Flick is super stubborn to change his way. And I don't want to be, once again, I don't want us to lose, but I'm thinking, what will it take Flick to change? Like, what would it take? Because last season, it took the end of 2024 for him to change a bit. But that was one win out of 8 games. One win in 8 is what it took Flick to change last year a bit. So I mean, I don't know. This season is it going to be the same question as Flick? Going to only change if we're in a horrible situation?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what scares me, man.
It's just like right now, we're only resting Pedri because we have to. Why
Yeah.
couldn't we rest him? I know the pressure of winning every game, but why couldn't just we rested him for a game or so? And maybe had we done that, maybe he's not injured right now, and that's just kind of like the thing and how it goes. But yeah, somebody asked the goat said 167. What's your favorite NBA finals, bro? Bro, I'm gonna go first, bro, because I'm afraid you're gonna steal it from me. How is it not? How is it not Michael Jordan, bro, and the Utah Jazz, bro?
Okay.
Against Carlos Malone, bro. Say this, dude. I don't. I know I know probably I'm too old for this, but dude, I don't remember watching anything better than Carlos Malone against Michael Jordan and the Utah Jazz, bro.
So wait, hold up. You didn't like the little I guess you could say LeBron versus the Warriors. You didn't
Well, it's
enjoy that
not
as
that I
much.
didn't like it. It's just that I witnessed the Utah Jazz and Carlos Stockton, with Stockton and Carlos Malone going up against Pippen, Rodman, Michael Jordan. That was an old timer series, bro. Old timer series. I did like in terms of finals because I was going for the Golden State Warriors when they were up 3-1 to LeBron James, and LeBron James literally just took that team on their backs with Kyrie Irving, and I think it was it was Allen, right? What's that 3-pointer? Who scored that 3-pointer? I can't remember exactly who that was. I
Yeah,
don't
wait, are you
know.
talking about until 2013 or 2016?
No, when they came back from down 3-1, it was down 3-1,
No,
and
that
they
was
beat.
Kyrie Irving who hit the three.
That was Kyrie. Yeah, he hit the
Yeah,
three.
yeah,
Oh, was Kyrie
2016.
Irving who hit the
Yeah,
three?
that
Yeah,
2016. Yeah, it was
yeah,
Kyrie.
2016. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. I think that one's very memorable. I love that one because I was actually rooting for the Golden State Warriors, and I was like, I don't know how much I like LeBron at that time, and I was like more of an LA guy. I'm supporting my LA team, my California teams or whatever. And when I saw him celebrating winning with the Cleveland, the Cleveland, it's the
Cavaliers,
Cavaliers.
Cavaliers. Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw him celebrating, dude. I was like, dude, I'm like, dude, I'm happy for him. I'm very happy for him.
Yeah, I
Once I
mean it's
saw him
hard,
do
bro.
that,
You know,
I thought it was
you,
pretty special.
you know what it's like when you see and even in football, when you genuinely see a great game of football, like genuinely, like the World Cup final. You know how many neutrals loved watching that game? Like so many people became football fans. I'm like, guys, that game is not normal football. That 3-3 is not normal football. Seeing Messi and Mbappe just go band for band, that's not normal. And so many guys, I'm watching so many guys like Shannon Sharp, right? He was saying stuff like, "Oh my God, killing Mbappe, Messi." He's like, maybe I gotta watch soccer more. I'm like, that 3-3 game is not a reflection of like an everyday La Liga game or a UCL
Yeah.
quarterfinal. It's not right. When you watch the greatest games ever in any sport, it's insane, bro. It's just and you don't really get mad at the outcome unless you're a fan of the losing team. That's the only
No,
way.
to be fair, I get it. I get it because I mean, you guys probably younger than I am, so I've watched more sports throughout my life than probably you guys. If you guys would have watched the Utah Jazz against Chicago Bulls, you guys would probably be on the same boat. But I understand that was a big moment, and that's probably one of the biggest moments that I can think of. Being down, it's just that it's just the being down 3-1 thing. That's and then you going and winning that series in 7 games. I think that was pretty remarkable. But man, we're about to end this stream. Unfortunately, Buga Luis didn't show up, bro. What's the deal with this guy, man?
I
He,
don't know,
I,
man.
I will. I only did this show for him because he is the one. He's the one who said, "Yeah, I'm available next week to do a show." And I'm like, okay, yeah. What about Wednesday? And he's like, yeah, Wednesday, perfect.
Dang.
But it's good. No, the thing is when you do solo, you can interact with the chat all the time. And I think I have a lot of fun with the chat too. So it's like however it goes, and I do appreciate you stopping by, bro. And guys, please subscribe to Barca React, subscribe to this channel as well. I appreciate everybody who is with me. I know you guys just want to hear football, and we kind of did another topic there for us, but But guys, we are going to redirect you to Omar right now because he's gonna have coolest culture, and we're gonna have a great conversation. I'm gonna be there for a little while, then I gotta bounce, and I know you're gonna be there too,
Yeah, I'll
Jonas.
be there for about like probably maybe 55 minutes, and I might have to go.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So everybody, thank you guys for stopping by once again. Though, I do want to apologize because I did announce that we were going to be with Buga Luis, and he is not here. So, like I said,
Volume. Don't worry about, bro. I'm gonna be so real. Sometimes in streaming, bro, like it's just like stuff doesn't happen like last minute. It's just life. Sometimes it's very unfortunate, bro. Like you saw me, you were watching my stream when my mic wasn't working for whatever reason. I was crashing out, bro. Like, but it's like it just is what it is, man.
yeah, it is what it is. But at least I was able to read most of the chats that came through, and that's always a good thing. Is that thanks Buga, Buga ghosted us. I think Buga ghosted because it's Halloween week. Maybe that's
Hey,
why.
Booga's moving like Danny Olmo, man. Booga's legit. He's injured and no show, man. Like where's he at, man?
Yeah,
Nah,
dude,
that's funny.
it's funny, dude. It's funny. Yeah. So yeah, you can go, you can bounce if you want, and I'll end the stream right now. Breaking. Dewey clutched his right. Wait, what? His right thigh before being removed as a
Okay.
stretcher.
I'm gonna go though.
Okay, all right, man.
Big
He
up.
missed
No,
several
big up,
weeks
Trey.
earlier in the campaign in a calf strain. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you guys. I'll see you guys in Omar's stream if you guys make it over there. Until next time, guys, please like this stream before you go. Like this stream before you go. I don't know how many likes I have, but guys, please help me out. And guys, as always, man, Visca el Barça.